Why hello, welcome everyone to another video. I wanted to try out a style of video where I basically go over a lot of the new detachments that I've released for 11th edition. Obviously 11th edition is still very new. This is now the, are we like week 5, week 4? Maybe that's even overkill. I'm not sure exactly how many weeks we're in, but people now started to play with the new edition. People are getting excited, so I wanted just to look at a few of the detachments that are new or changed, or even some of the old ones and how they fit in the new meta, and just kind of have a quick video just talking about them. So I love CSM. CSM is the army I'm currently working towards, and so I wanted to start with their detachments. And the first one up is Murdertalon Raiders, which is one that I've actually seen popping up quite a bit. So it has a Nightmare tag, so it cannot be taken with the other Nightmare one, but it can be taken with another Jump Pack one, which we'll get to in a bit. But yes, it is a detachment. It is a Purge the Foe detachment, which is obviously a big boon for it right now. And the main thing about it is that it gives Heretic Astartes infantry flyer units that target a Battleshock unit or a half-strength unit reroll hit rolls of 1, which is just a really solid buff. Obviously, it now being below half strength or battle shocked being quite an important keyword now, something that units are going to be quite frequently, means it's quite a nice little buff. And obviously when you're hit back as well by those kind of units, you get -1 to hit as well, which is really nice. And it isn't just combat, and it is -1 to hit roll, so it will stack with cover as well if they're battle shocked, which is obviously really nice. So just a very simple ability. Obviously this is going to basically work on Warp Talons, Raptors, Jump Pack Chaos Lords, and Harken, I believe. Don't think I'm forgetting any there. So all great units, especially Warp Talons. I also love Raptors as a little skirmish unit as well. So going into the enhancements, only 2 here, obviously. One is a Shadow Coil Talisman. So Chaos Jump Pack model has a 5-up invulnerable save. This is fine, basically. It's not bad at all. Sort of makes him a demon without the demon tag, I suppose. It's something that you could just slap on if you have some points free. It's not necessarily the big one. The big one for me is the Pact of Cursed Pinions. So it gives the model the demon keyword and +1 attack. Now, currently looking at this, it's like, wow, I pay for +1 attack. And demon, what does demon do? Apparently nothing, but it doesn't. This is an error here. It is fixed in the Minotaur, not Minotaur, the FAQ. Effectively, it allows him to join Warp Talons. And that's really good because then you can take a Chaos Lord with Warp Talons, give him +1 attack. Now he hits really hard. He can access -1 CP stratagems for unit Warp Talons, so that is obviously incredible. And he can, uppy downy with them as well. So just a really lovely piece. This is something I would definitely look into. And then we got 3 stratagems as well. So one of them obviously is taking place either turn, and the other 2 are your turn. So starting with Plunging Talons, and this is in either fight phase, when one of these sort of fly units that made a charge move is selected to fight, and they get Lance. Lance is wonderful. This is really, really, really good on, again, that sort of unit of Warp Talons we're talking about with the Chaos Lord. You can also just take it on like a 5-man unit of Raptors. That is a very, very solid trading piece, and just have that get Lance is obviously really solid. Warp Talons, like I said, it works really nicely because if you're targeting one of your battle shocked or below half strength units, those are kind of the units you want to be fighting, especially below half strength with a unit Warp Talons, because you want to make sure you kill what you fight to go back into the sky. So getting real ones to hit with them, then getting Lance and Twin Linked is, pretty incredible. But they're going to probably kill most of what they go into. So that's quite a nice little strat. The second one is in your movement phase. When you decide to fall back, you can still charge. Fall back and charge is lovely. If that unit, unfortunately, just is not able to kill what it goes into, if it then is not killed in the reprisal from your opponent, but it is tagged, you can fall back and charge. If they tag a unit of Raptors or they tag something, you can fall back and charge. If they tag your Warp Talons, thinking that they're able to maybe stop you from killing them and going into reserve or something funny like that, you have a fall back and charge. So it's just a nice little thing that you have in your pocket to use. And then finally, the Warp Twisted Terrors. So this is in your movement phase when a Warp Talon specifically unit ends a move, and you cause a unit to make a Battleshock test at -1 to roll. Raptors already make people take Battleshock tests. I believe Harkin makes you take Battleshock tests. And in addition to this as well, now we have Warp Towns that can do it for a strat as well. If you have nothing else to spend your free, -1 CP with your Chaos Lord with, you could just kind of pop this as well. Again, it's your movement phase. You do it, -1 to the roll is quite nice. It's a unit within 9. It isn't monsters vehicles, but it's still good in a lot of units. Because Battleshock is so important now, you could, Battleshock a unit. If they get Battleshocked, go into them and then get the buff of, hit rolls of 1. You could Battleshock a really important unit, then go and fight something else, but then you know that unit is Battleshocked and might stay Battleshocked in their turn, and then you have the benefit of the -1 to hit, plus they're Battleshocked, so they can't use a strat. If you Battleshock a unit, they have a really important defensive strat, they can't use it. So obviously, it's in the movement phase, so it does, obviously, you can't do this and then also do the Raking Pass, for example, with one unit, but it's still a nice thing to use. Overall, I think this is a very, very solid detachment. It's one that I see a lot of people using. So, I want to look at a couple of things that we can use with this. Obviously, we want to be having that, in my opinion, a unit of 10 Warp Towns with a Chaos Lord jump pack with opinions. That's a unit that I would use in this. You could look into maybe 1 or 2 units of Raptors to sort of go around and help out here. Do some, cool stratting as well. And obviously there's only 1 DP, so you can take it with another detachment that's 2 DP. The one that I think is really nice with this is actually the Soulforge War Pack. I've seen somebody use that, or the Cult of the Archifane, but I think the Soulforge War Pack is pretty good with that. It allows you to maybe put a lot of emphasis into the vehicles, your Maulafines, your Ashtor, etc., the Defilers, and then have a unit of Warp Towns with a Lord that gets all the benefit from Murdertalon Raiders. Because you're really only going to be using 1 CP for Lance most of the time. Sometimes you could use the other strats when you need. And because you have that Chaos Lord, that strat's kind of free. So you have a unit that pretty much most of the time is going to go in, just get Lance with Twin Linked. They can then go back in the sky, deal with units for the rest of your army can't dig out because, your big vehicles may struggle to get behind a wall. And occasionally the unit will be Battleshocked and you get a bit of a benefit, and that's wonderful. So I think that's the main way I'd use it, and obviously using it in conjunction means you're going to be using Purge the Foe, which is cool because you want to be killing things. It's called Murdertalon. So that's obviously wonderful. You could use it with other things. I've seen some people look at it with Veterans of the Long War as well, which is just a great army ability, because getting rerolls to hit on a unit and then Lance and rerolls to wound, in a Warp Talon unit is wonderful as well, so I could look at Veterans as well. And because it accesses you Purge the Foe, you could do Veterans of the Long War and Murdertalon Raiders and still take Purge the Foe. So that's something that I think is really, really cool. So overall, I think it's a really cool detachment. I expect to see it a lot. I don't expect it to get any nerfs. I just expect it to be something that people have in the pocket and they'll use occasionally if they have 1 DP and they want to be using some Raptors or Warp Downs, really. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of just little discussion in the comments if you want to see some more of this. Also had ideas of some videos of doing other things, like, speed painting tutorials or just talking about different units in the meta and things like that. Hope you enjoyed this little quick video, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.